Hello, everyone. Welcome to the newest installment of the Why Am I Here podcast with me, your host, Sani. Hello. And I'm here today because I'm back. But that's not why. Because he's not coming back. That's Ezra Miller as the Flash. Ezra Miller has been really in the news as of late. I think he kidnapped someone that he groomed, which is not okay. And the worst part about this is that they're still probably gonna put out that Flash movie that's been in development, trying to come out for the past 6 years, 7 years. I don't know, but yeah, that's why I'm here. Wow. The intros never get easier. Now that I think about it, you have to come up with different ways to introduce the podcast. And yeah, that was okay. That was alright. I think I could have done better. It's not like it was funny or anything. That was kind of serious. That is actually happening right now. Ezra Miller being a absolute menace to society. But in some news here, we got the Joker 2 musical question mark. Yeah, they're in talks with Lady Gaga actually to play Harley Quinn opposite of the Joker, because I don't think Joaquin Phoenix is actually signed on yet for the project. So that should be interesting. I think it sounds like a good idea. Here's why. You got Lady Gaga and you got Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, who has played Johnny Cash, I believe, before, and he did all the singing. I think the musical parts would be interesting, and it should bring together the chaos and fun of their relationship. That would be interesting for sure. But yeah, I don't really like musicals that much, if at all. Honestly, I did like Tick Tick Boom, as I've mentioned on the podcast before, but I think musicals just don't hit for me. Like, for instance, in this season in The Boys, there have been some musical parts that I honestly just skip over because I don't really care that much. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be good. And I think Lady Gaga is actually a great fit for Harley Quinn, even more so than Margot Robbie. But hopefully, I'm holding out hope for this movie. I believe they announced the title for it. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, and I did not put it down on the notes. Now that I think about it, but I mean, it's just Joker 2, who it's like something special in like French or something. I thought this was America. Unfortunately, the Scream franchise is losing their OG star because they won't pay her, which is kind of ridiculous. Like Nev Campbell was a great. She's on the pantheon of last girls for sure. Scream, the first Scream is one of my favorite like horror slasher movies. It's so good. And the most recent one was pretty good as well, bringing in new characters, which they're usually bad about bringing in new characters in Scream movies. But it worked, in my opinion, and they brought back some of the legacy characters as well. Nev Campbell being one of them. So like, I don't really know why they wouldn't bring her back, but I guess they want to pay like more of the younger stars. I mean, even fucking Hayden Panettiere is gonna be in Scream 6, but Nev Campbell isn't. That's kind of sussy baka, to be honest. Kind of wild. And Frank Ocean is in talks with A24 to put out a directorial film debut. I believe there's no working title or anything. I think he's just in talks. But yeah, this man doesn't put out music for like 6-7 years. 4 or 5. I don't know how long it's been. But yeah, he's coming back with a film, hopefully. We'll see. I believe he did something for... what was it? Apple. He did something for Apple that was like a visual album. He wrote and directed the entire thing. Do not remember what it was called because I did not watch it. I only read about this. But I'm hopeful. Apparently he's headlining Coachella next year as well, or something like that. So that should be cool. Glad to see Frank back in the mix. But you know how he is. He just leaves then comes back like nothing happened. So now I'm gonna talk about some films I've seen as of late since the last podcast. I'm gonna start with Crimes of the Future, which has recently come out. I believe it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Crimes of the Future. Viggo Mortensen is the lead. David Cronenberg, director. It was an interesting film. Definitely not for everyone, especially since there was a lot of like cutting of human flesh in that movie. Like a lot. A whole lot. But I believe it was kind of necessary for the story because people kind of stopped feeling pain, so they would do that to feel something. Because, like they say in the trailer, surgery is the new sex, which I guess kind of relates to. Now, not really. I'm not gonna say it's an exact representation of the now, but Crimes of the Future was alright. I would not recommend it for everyone. This is gonna spoil the movie, so if you actually want to see this movie, skip ahead like 20 seconds. Starting now. They do an autopsy on a young boy, and they really go for it. But it was a part of the story which made it make sense why they would even be doing it. I can't recommend. I cannot recommend Crimes of the Future to everyone, especially if you are squeamish. So, but I liked it. I believe I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5 on my letterbox. I thought it was actually good. Only thing I didn't like was how the twists didn't really hit as much because it played like a crime noir film, which are like slow and methodically paced. Slow and methodically paced, which can bore a lot of people, even when you're like going for the shock value aspect of them just cutting each other up and getting off on that. But on a lighter tone, I also saw one of the best films of the year, RRR. That's 3 R's, triple R, however you want to say it. But it's 3 R's. This is a Bollywood movie that I saw on Netflix recently that was really good. It was a feel good, well acted, well choreographed. They have like dance numbers in it. It's Bollywood. But they're actually like really good and meaningful to the story and didn't really like step away from what was happening. Like a lot of scenes in this film were fantastic. And it's just about these two guys cut from the same cloth becoming bros and just trying to survive in a colonial India with England colonizing them. It gets brutal at times, I will say, but all in all, it's a very enjoyable film. I believe anyone can watch that movie and love it. It's so good. Whereas like Everything Everywhere All at Once is a really good movie, but it could also go over a lot of people's heads. RRR is not like that. It's your just pure film enjoyment. That's what it felt like to me, at least. Hustle was another one I saw. I thought Hustle was really good. Adam Sandler was good. He was really good. I wouldn't say he was like Uncut Gems good or Punch Drunk Love good, but he was good. Like he fulfilled the role as a scout, NBA scout for the Sixers. Go Sixers! I'm a huge Sixers fan, so it was this one hit a little closer to home than a lot of other films, especially the ending. Where I won't spoil it. Go and check that out. Hustle. It's on Netflix. RRR is also on Netflix. The Worst Person in the World was another film I watched under heavy recommendation from Miss Amity Avon. And I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was solid all around, very well acted. It felt like a coming of age for like 30-year-olds. That's like the best way I've seen people explain it. And it's definitely the best way to explain it. I believe I explained it the same way. But it's really good about a woman just trying to find her way in the world and just getting into relationships, losing relationships. But yeah, didn't know what I was about to say there. I lost it. I had a thought and I lost it. It'd be like that sometimes. But the film I saw most recently, which was yesterday, Lightyear. Lightyear, yes. The new Buzz Lightyear film premiered yesterday. I thought the film was okay. It was an alright film. I can't say I hate it, because I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Chris Evans as Buzz was actually well casted. But like a lot of the writing and the jokes, a lot of the jokes were just very, very, very corny and just not funny. So the film just wasn't funny at times, but there were also times it was funny. And all the action was really good, and it's pretty cinematic. Especially like one of the ending. The ending is like was honestly a visual spectacle to watch, because it was very impressive how they even thought about animating that. Honestly, that was really cool. It was really cool how they did that. But I guess I would recommend, if you've seen Toy Story, go check it out. Why not? You're already in the Disney pocket. Check that shit out. It was alright. Buzz was just in a league of his own the entire film, and I just think that was fucking cool. He's just a cool fucking character, dude. On to some television. Now, this is where I have been lacking a little as of late. I did finish Stranger Things. I know on the last podcast, I talked about Stranger Things with Amity. It was only the first episode, I believe, we talked about, really. But I really enjoyed the newest season of Stranger Things, part 1. Was it season 4, part 1? It was pretty good. I like Vecna as a villain. He's a great villain. I love them throwing in Robert Englund in a season that was inspired from Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street. So that was really, really smart of them, to be honest, to add Robert. So he was a nice addition. For the show, character-wise, I think Mike has been falling off as a character super hard. Like, probably the hardest fall off of any character in the show. Mike is just, I don't like Mike anymore. He's just annoying. Dylan's still Dylan. He's not like, Dylan's gotten a little better. Dylan? Is that even his name? Where the fuck did I just pull Dylan from? Hold on. Do I not remember their names correctly? I'm sorry, guys. I have to look this up. Because I don't think it's Dylan. Dustin. Dustin's still Dustin. Lucas has taken an interesting arc this season that was kind of short, in my opinion. Him like wanting to become one of the popular kids, then becoming one of the popular kids, and then just leaving them to go back with his friends when shit was going down. So who knows what's going on there. We'll see. Steve is still my favorite character in the show. Nancy Wheeler is interesting this season because she's back into the same love triangle she was in the previous season with Jonathan and Steve. Maybe because Jonathan's not there doing just getting high. That's all Jonathan does now, which is I mean, when you're the worst character on the show, just do something, and that's what he's doing. I like Argyle, the new addition to the season. He's funny for stoner humor. 11 is, I don't know why 11 does the thing she does sometimes. Like when she told Mike that she was friends with like her bully, which makes no sense. But like Mike also should have like shut down that one scene at the roller rink like a lot sooner than he did and actually tried to do something. So they're not my favorite. Joyce is just running around for Hopper. Don't know how the fuck Hopper survived that explosion because that just does not happen. I don't care what anyone says. You don't survive when the room you're in, there's a giant machine that is cutting into a different dimension and it just blows up and you're just on the ground. Fine. That, like, it makes no sense. Like, they kind of make Hopper out to be some fucking like super soldier in this season, honestly. Like when he was getting tortured from the Russians, they're like, "Oh, this guy's real strong. Holy shit, we can't just beat the shit out of him. He'll just take it." So that was kind of cool. Enzo, who actually played Jack and Hagar from Game of Thrones. Speaking of which, Game of Thrones people, there's been some talks about there being a sequel to Game of Thrones that's going to be centered around Kit Harington's Jon Snow, which should be interesting, especially after that final season. It's weird that they choose Jon Snow to go with and not Arya. I feel like that would it would be a better story if Arya was the main stand-in for the sequel, because she's going west of Westeros, being a pirate at this point. So that would be a lot better than fucking Jon Snow on the wall like he always was, living with wildlings. It just doesn't make sense to me why they would do that, honestly. And I think Kit Harington's gonna be, he's in Marvel. I guess I don't know. That's weird that he would even, I don't think this project's gonna happen. I think the Arya sequel should happen though. That sounds way better than Johnny Boy. My bad. Just went on a Game of Thrones tangent there. Back to Stranger Things. But the next 2 episodes are going to be coming out fairly soon, actually. I believe in 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. I've been seeing them talk about some characters dying in the show, which I kind of hope. But I feel like they're not gonna kill off a core member of the cast. So unless it's like Steve or Jonathan, I don't think they're killing any of the girls. I think it's gonna be a dude. Yeah, I think it's gonna be either Steve, Jonathan, Murray. I would even say Hopper, but like what was the point of them even going to Russia if Hopper was just gonna fucking die anyway, you know? But like, I don't think Will, Mike, or Lucas or Robin. uh, I feel like they could kill Robin for the sake of Steve's character development, though. If they don't kill Steve, but that would be like, I don't think they're gonna go that way though. That's kind of dark. But she's also like the one that's most likely to catch that out because she's fucking clumsy and shit like that. So we'll have to see. But none of the kids are going down. There's no way. They're not gonna take out Argyle either. I fucking hope not. I hope Argyle stays, even though he fucking doesn't do anything. I hope he stays. I just loves getting his reaction to things. And when they went in that Mormon house and he pulled up in the van with the young lady. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Steve Jonathan, because it's not gonna be Nancy. Actually, it could be Nancy. It could be Nancy for the sake of Steve and Jonathan's character development. And Mike's character development, actually. Oh. Oh, that would, I mean, and then they would do the time skip. And then it would show, like, the aftermath of, like, how they've been dealing with this past season, which has been, like, shockingly scarier than, like, Stranger Things usually is. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the show got me a few times, but it's solid. What else? The Boys, a show that I'm keeping up with, is also fantastic. The new season is fucking, honestly, it feels like The Boys is like starting to actually reach its peak, cause I guess they would get like 5 seasons, 5 or 4 seasons, and I think like the show is gonna be over. I don't think it's gonna be it's not an 8 season kind of show, not at all. Especially not with how they're like pushing the story forward, like every episode. Like Homelander's starting to go fucking like psycho villain mode, and it's great. Anthony Starr kills that role as Homelander. It's probably like, I don't know, it's the way Anthony Starr like acts as Homelander is one of the best acting performances in any medium. Like, he's so perfect with his like facial tics and his overall attitude and demeanor. Like, it's so good. He's fucking great. He's awesome. That man's great. Even though he like beat someone up, apparently got like an assault charge, but no one's talking about that anymore. Especially when Ezra Miller's taking all that kind of spotlight. And that guy that convinced the world that he had scissors for hands won his case. So the world's wild right now. It's crazy right now. These celebrities are really being put out there, and it's, hey, don't fuck up. Now I've been kind of snailing on Obi-Wan. I'm like 2 episodes behind, I want to say. I think I the last episode I watched was episode 3. And let me find out how many episodes are, cuz honestly I forget. I might be 2 episodes behind. Am I 2 episodes behind? Yeah, I'm 2 episodes behind. But from like what I've seen from the Obi-Wan show, it's really good. They're like the only funny enough, the only thing I don't like about the show is the kid that's playing Leia. I mean, I guess because she's a kid, but like, I don't think she's a good actor. That might be awful to say about a child who is trying to get into acting, but she's good enough for this show. But like, next to Ewan McGregor, who's like an extremely talented actor, it really like shows the difference in skill there. So her performance is kind of diminished, and everyone's performance in the show is like really good too. Even with fucking we got a lot more Vader in the show than I thought we would be getting, to be honest, because I thought the actual like villain of the series was gonna be the third sister character. But I'm excited to watch more of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's nice with the blaster. Who knew? Who knew? And final thing I wanted to say, Squid Games season 2 is coming out. It's confirmed. Even though the creator of Squid Games, like, I guess he's been working on the script, but previously the script wasn't even worked on. It wasn't even, because he went like make or break with Squid Games to go to Netflix, trying to sell that idea. But Squid Games is a good show. It's good. It did its job, especially during the pandemic. Last year, it kind of let us break out of our shells a little bit and be okay with other people killing other people for sport, playing kids games. That might sound bitter, but no, it's not. I actually love Squid Games. It's a great show. And I think we need more foreign media, honestly, cuz like I previously mentioned, like, if you have not seen the film RRR on Netflix, that's RRR on Netflix, you have to watch it. It's like, it's one of the most enjoyable movies to watch. Now, that being said, the film's like 3 to 4 hours long, so strap in, lock in, get in there, watch it. That's all I gotta say. Watch it. You gotta watch it. But that's gonna do it for me today. Me today, for me, do it. That will be done. And that's it for the podcast. Podcast 10 in the books. You can catch me on Twitter at Why Am I Here Pod. And check out my letterbox. I just recently put out a review for Buzz Lightyear, where I went a little more in depth on why I didn't really like the film without spoiling anything. Of course, I would never do that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day wherever they are, wherever they may be. But for me, I'm out of here. Peace.